Hey YouTube, my name is Dan and welcome to my fish room and welcome to my channel. First of all, episode 2. Episode 2? I don't know, video 2, let's call it episode 2. Thank you so much to the people who've already subscribed to the channel and watched the first video. That blew my mind. I was not expecting that. I thought I'd put this up here and someone would find it in 10 years down the line. So if that is you, thank you so much for the follows. Blown my mind. If you haven't yet and you've just discovered this video, if you can do the whole YouTube, subscribe, turn on the notifications, all of that jazz, it just helps the channel out and helps me kind of get to do more fish stuff. So yeah, thank you so much. That was so cool. Anyway, it's been a big week in the fish room. Probably a little too big, to be honest with you. I haven't been able to actually just sit back and enjoy the fish as much as I would normally like to, but hey, that's all part of the hobby. We've had some arrivals, which is very exciting. We've had some departures, which is sad, and we've had some not quite made it here. But anyway, all I'm going to do is just run you guys through some of the new arrivals and onto the fish room, and we'll go from there. All right, so let's start with the big changes. So we actually right now have my red devil angelfish pair who have, well, they were 2 angelfish who have happened to have paired up almost overnight after I've taken everybody else out because there was a lot of fighting. The others are going to get rehomed. They're actually spawning as we speak. So Sunflower here at the front is confirmed female because she's laying eggs as we speak right now. She's been doing this for about 15-20 minutes. Bandit, which is the second one here just in between, because I don't know their gender at this stage, are not happy with that, and they're eating all the eggs, literally following along. I've got some B-roll, I'll try and splice that in. They're doing it. So this is pretty cool. I was hopeful that these guys, would spawn. I'm a little concerned I might have 2 females, but hey, anyway, this has now basically become a bit of an angelfish breeding tank for my red devil, hopefully pair, which would be super, super cool because they'll probably be pretty happy in here long term if they are a breeding pair, and I would love to get some babies. Then moving on to the tank just over here, Kribensis pair, who one of them is actually just right at the top there at the front. Yeah, they've been here for about, a week now. Not even that, sorry, no, probably about 5 days. They're settling in nice, they're a bit shy. Well, they were, but this one, I can't tell if this is a male or female at this stage. They haven't coloured up or anything like that just yet. I think they're a bit too young. Yeah, they're settling in. They're doing really, really well. They're eating. Like I said, they're a little bit shy, but they're so cool. So cool to watch. Haven't actually had a Kribensis pair. This is only the second set of Kribensis I've seen with my own 2 eyes. So very, very cool to have them. We had a sad turn where I'd ordered a breeding pair of these guys online, and unfortunately they arrived DOA, which was really kind of heartbreaking. Yeah, unfortunately a pair didn't make it. The store did not package them properly, in my opinion. Anyway, managed to find a breeding pair, and they've been in here for about 5 days, and that's, yeah, super, super, super exciting. I'm hoping that, yeah, maybe there'll be babies in this tank soon, and who knows. Moving on to up here, the big changes in this tank, Jerry's got a rock and some moss. So Jerry's doing really well in his hospital tank. That's why it's got a bit of a blue hue. It's got some medication and things like that in there. Skipping past this little tank that I just set up and just left for ages, but that's just sitting there looking pretty. You got so many snails going on in here. I got some ramshorn snails a little while ago, and it's just exploded. This is probably about 1/5 of what I've got in another tank upstairs that are all coming down here. And I actually made my first bit of money back from the hobby properly with selling these to my local fish shop, which was really cool. So yeah, these guys are just kind of going to be in there for a little while and just kind of grow out and then supply them off to the local fish shop, which, yeah, really happy with. And then the best additions, I must say, are my 2 little fishing cats, who are just too cute. So I have 2 cats in the real world. Little likeness of them that I could find. So this is Cora, my ginger and white, and then the other one is Philo, my little calico, and they're having a little fish. And I thought that was adorable. Okay, and then the biggest new addition to the fish room, which I'm very excited about. Not sure if you can see him. I'll see if my wonderful camera woman will zoom in for you. Right here, we have my new black ghost knife fish. Now, he's literally just gone into this tank about, oh, here he comes. He comes to say hello. Went in there about half an hour ago, and he seems to really be happy in that little cone. Now, I'd ordered one of these guys. I'd finally decided to bite the bullet. I've been toying with it for a while. They're, again, one of those fish that you see them on videos sometimes, or you see them just, pictures of them, and I didn't think very much of them. And then I saw one when I was in Sydney recently for a little work trip, and it was so cute, it was tiny, and it's just so cool. And I, again, ordered one from the same place, and it arrived DOA. So pretty heartbroken about that. And then I'd seen this guy in my local fish shop. He'd been surrendered by someone who'd had him from little and then decided he was getting too big. Now, big value of mine and ethos is there's so many animals in the world that need homes. Cats, dogs, fish, birds, whatever it might be. I'd rather kind of try to take on those fish that need a home versus just buying new. When I'd had my other one come through DOA, I went back and saw this guy here, and I couldn't say no. So they're here with me. This is a 150 litre tank. It's a weird shaped tank, but it will do for the next little while. I'm fully committing to upgrading, so we will eventually be in the few months be going into a 350 litre, and eventually we'll go hopefully into my 400 litre, or even maybe the 5 foot, 6 foot tank that is coming in the near future. I'm fully committed to giving this guy the tank size that he needs, and also just to having big tanks and big fish, because as I've realized in the last few weeks, I really love me some big fish. So that is part of the future to come. I've got some B-rolls and bits and pieces like that I'll show you guys of him in his quarantine. He was over here for a day or two just whilst I got this set up. I had a whole debacle with this fish tank, but anyway, he's just in here for the next few months settling in. But yeah, absolutely awesome fish. So happy about it. All right, guys, well, that will wrap it up for this week. Thank you again for watching. If you're still here, if you could do the old like, subscribe, follow, notifications, whatever those things are, just to help me and the channel out, that would be so appreciated. Hope you've enjoyed yourself, and I will see you on the next one.